Good morning, good morning, good morning. I've got these earphones on because last week you guys said it was better if I had them. Let me see if I take them off, how that works with sound. We'll try it that way. Well, good morning to all of you. I'm so excited to be here with you guys this morning at our Coffee and Hustle. And, I just wanted to talk to you guys this morning and do some recognition and just kind of talk about how we're dealing with things. We're kind of getting into the groove of things, but then again, we are let me turn this heat down just a little bit. I came down here and it's a little chilly, but anyway, running around and getting ready for you guys this morning. So, just kind of talking about how we're operating through this crisis. We talked last week about, just leading through it and how we will be forever changed as a result of it, and how we're going to do things differently. And so right now we're really doing things differently. We don't know if seminars going to happen or not happen. So that's a really interesting thing. The PCP program was canceled, Nixade, but then put on digital. So we're going to be needing to compose and do things differently. So, just keeping that in mind as we operate. And, as a national sales director, sometimes I feel like I'm late to the party. I'm like, I got to do something because we have such huge success, with our numbers. And but we want to make those numbers grow. It's all through growing through this uncomfortable situation. So I want to first and foremost kind of talk about our events that are coming up so everybody has a really good understanding. Today at noon, we're going to have Peek into Pink with me live, and it will stream into our Girls Night In Facebook group. It'll also be a YouTube link so that you'll be able to share that link. And then we're going to go live next week. Excuse me really quick. I'm like looking for a box of tissues. Good old allergies. And we're going to be live next week at noon and again at 6. So you have plenty of time to invite people to join in with us. And also want to make sure that, good morning, want to make sure that, you guys are really clear on everything because there can be confusion. So an email is going to go out this morning. So basically with events, if in a lot of events, not our Peek into Pink, there's registration. Now, if you want to make your own YouTube link, you certainly can, not YouTube, but Google Doc. And you want them to register, that's cool. But really all they need is the link. So just like this morning, we're going live in our Facebook group, but I'm doing it through StreamYard. So can you guys see me? Can somebody tell me they can see me? Because I'm live for 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, want to make sure you guys are good. So going live today at noon. Whether people are on or not, it's going to be a great recording. And I hope you guys will just jump on and join me, have your people. And that will, like I said, stream into our Girls Night In, Coffee and Hustle, right? And then we've got other events that some directors are participating with me on. So that is, you want to make sure that you take the email that you're going to receive. I will communicate with you guys in a Voxer, and then you'll take that and forward it. So because that won't forward, it's going to my unit, and want to make sure that you guys get that clear communication. So it's a lot of stuff that that I've been working on, and you've got a registration link a lot of times, and then you've got a link to get on, but it's all good. I'm loving it. I hope, Kimmery, you have a great birthday. I wonder why that, well, them, okay. I hope it doesn't go in and out on you. Let me see if I can close anything out on my email and, maybe clear up my signal a little bit. They're not supposed to be bogging us down. I don't have the high speed internet here, but it has been such a blessing to be able to do what we do. And they're not supposed to slow us down. So anyway, so we've got some other fun events. You're always welcome to, to jump on and join. So I'm streaming them sometimes into other groups so that people in those groups, especially Girls Night In, that has a lot of fabulous guests on, we've had some great turnout with that. And I am going to do another glamour sesh on what is it, next Monday, I believe it is. Darn, it's all going out, in the email, but that's what it's open for everybody to be able to do that. So make sure that if you want to have people on, I'll probably do Heather's makeup again, maybe with some different products that looked really good, and we'll have it even more down now that we've had more experience with everything. So reach for the beach. Tell me how you're feeling about that. Box me, let me know, because you can absolutely do this on your personal work. We have to be more creative. You still have 2.5 months to wrap this up. I'm excited about it. And I hope that you are too. And just being able to do something fun by then, August, we'll be able to do something fun, and we'll be well deserved to have something fun. So it's in your personal work, and just making those, qualified personal team members happen, and being more creative. And just really, I think most importantly, it's not like flashing and saying, hey, I'm here, but it's, connecting with an audience, that, and people that want to hear what we have to offer. And so I think that the Peek into Pink will really stir up some great conversations for you to have with your people, and to, you may need to give them a Skin Vigorate brush, or, an incentive to work with you. Doing debuts is somewhat interesting. And if anybody has input on that, I'd love to hear that, because I'm doing my first one this Saturday, but I'm opening it up for other people too. We're not doing samples with it just because I didn't want to overwhelm her with it all. And because we have opportunities, I'm doing opportunities on Thursdays where they can have people with samples. So we're doing it Saturday, like a show and tell, over coffee at 10 a.m. We are going to have a 1 o'clock area wide huddle. And I just really wanted to bring people into it, kind of like a halftime show. Where are you at? How are you doing? Excite them, motivate them, and just really create a platform. And I thought, why not pop on at 1 p.m, set your alarms. And, if you remind your people too, that'll be a really awesome opportunity for them as well. The weather in our neck of the woods isn't going to be fabulous from what I understand, but nonetheless, it's not going to be super long, but it's going to be a gathering. They need to see to see your national, they need to see your faces, and just have them really engaged, in what we're doing. So we've also got the top 5 dinner. And so we will recalculate on that. It's a little bit challenging, I think, for our brains to engage ourselves and commit ourselves to something, but trust me, there'll be a fabulous reward or bonus if for some reason we don't get to Dallas. And so we'll know a whole lot more another month from now, won't we? June 1, our lives will hopefully look very different than they do right now, but it's been really a great learning curve. I've done a lot of learning and continue to do daily learning on just social media, social presence, all of that. So you'll be seeing some cool things. I'm going to start a weekly video with I don't know if I'm going to make a group or not, but it's going to be called Bold. And I have an acronym for it and everything. So it's going to be really awesome. And I'm excited about that. So let's talk about you guys, and just engaging. Anybody still reading this fabulous book, Atomic Habits? This so ties into what we're dealing with, what we're working with, what we're working through, and just how everything we talked before about how we create habits, how habits are formed with the cue and the craving and the results and all of that. Remember, you can always remember how we talked about layering those habits and inserting new habits in them. And I don't know if anybody got the itch like I did. I mean, I go out to the store probably about once a week. So I'm getting out of the house once a week, but it's different. We just kind of we have this time, but we're learning. And so it's, yep. Of course, our book reader just finished up her book, Mary Beth Doolin. But she schedules time. It's like working out. It's scheduling time. The results are going to show. And so she just enjoys that reading. And so it's really, really awesome. but what it does to our brain and the dopamine and the serotonin in our brain. So it's just such a great read for you to really understand. And it's an easy read too. It really is. You know, when it talks about where cravings come from, every behavior has a surface level craving and deep underlying motive. I often have a craving that goes something like this. I want to eat tacos. If you were to ask me why I want to eat tacos, I would say because I need food to survive. But the truth is, somewhere deep down, I'm motivated to eat tacos because I have to eat to survive. The underlying motive is to obtain food and water, even if my specific craving is for a taco. Some of our underlying motives are to conserve energy, obtain food and water, find love and reproduction, connect and bond with others, win social acceptance and approval, reduce uncertainty, achieve status and prestige. And I don't know how about you guys are, but I want to reduce uncertainty. But some things, sometimes things are not in our control. Often they're not in our control, right? And so we talked a little bit about that last week. And, you know, I reached out to you guys and just checking in and saying, hey, how are you working through all of this? Or some of you I talk to more often. And so I know how you're working through it, but how are we really working through it? A person is interrupted without a coronavirus 90 minutes a day of interruption. So now it's probably like 180 squirrel, kids, you know, interruptions, things to take care of. We're going to have some interesting facts about, you know, how we as women fare financially in the workforce, and but whether you're own your own business or you work for somebody else. I was doing some research and how most females are going to be the ones to take care of aging parents. So, you know, do you have a plan? Some of you are already doing that. Do you have a plan in place that's going to allow you to financially be set so that you can go do? So we've got to work through those times that we can work through and that we are healthy, and, you know, build other people and give them what we have. We need to 66 there are 66 work days in a year. We need to dominate our day. I was looking and doing some other research and just coming across time management and how we operate our time. It's a little bit different right now. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit different, because we're having to learn new things. And I hope you are learning new things and that you don't feel shut down. But are you still growing your personal business? Your personal business is the most important thing right now. So how are you strategizing to grow your personal business, your clientele, which leads to team members? Directors recruit leaders, leaders recruit leaders. And so, you know, how do you do your wake up every day? We've done Miracle Morning, all of those things. Or are you saying, you know, I don't really have, you know, anywhere to be, so I'm just going to sleep in longer? You know, is that a habit that you're creating, and how is that serving you? So train your brain on meditation, affirmation, and prayer time. Delegate things and focus on that one thing. What's that one thing? That one thing should be to reach, you know, and impact other people positively. And then we have a vehicle in which to do that. So go forward. Let's go forward 10 years from now. How old will you be? 10 years from now, how old will you be? And then what do you want your life to look like? Where do you want to be? And, you know, what's your mindset in all of that? How do you look financially? How do you live? How do you want to live? And so there's some really crazy, scary statistics that are out there, especially for women. They say women are not prepared to be, to retire. So, you know, and then what's our 10-year plan? What is that, you know, 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plan look like? And how do we want to live? How do we want our health to be? Okay. Doing your affirmations. Are you still doing those every morning? Did you do your scarcity mentality and your positive affirmations to cancel those out? Because if we don't get down and deep into that stuff, guys, then what good is it all? We've got to get in here to get out there and be as productive and influential as God's intended us to be. Let's see. where are you at? You know, here, what we need to do right now is create the wins, and the wins are going to come through, you know, new people. Right now, it's helping the healthcare workers with the satin hands. And some people have really run with that. And others, what's happening, I see, is some of our people that are working their businesses, they're going back to the same people, inviting them on to the next event. So they're going, you know, and some people, Heather has this chick that, you know, she's been on all the events and she's purchased from all the events, you know, and it's been amazing. So it's been a great trail. Other people are just kind of bombarding people. So we have to be creative in helping them to grow new people and how they're doing that. So if you have some great Facebook scripts to reach out to people through this epidemic, then if you would please share with us on our Higgs area Facebook page, that would be great. Okay. You know, 5 people in your unit every month, crisis or not, is maintenance, and 10 is growth. We've got a real another crises on our hands because of how people come in to become a leader and the number that they need, which is 24. We've really got to bring that to 30 because then it's so much more attainable to get to that 50. But when people are finishing up at 24, they're left with a base of doing 2,400. With the way that our numbers work, we've got to have new. So it's creating the momentum and keeping that going, you know, filling your date book up and getting your own personal guests on. I'm sending a lot of packets out today for next week that I'm doing a Hydra session. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And a lot of that was through reaching out to my unit. And you know what? Some people, they're like, meh, and others, you know, because they feel like they're so wrapped up in what is going on. And then other people, I had, especially the people I caught live, I had great conversations with them. And they're like, yeah, I want to jump on. And so we're creating, you know, better relationships. And your unit is, there are people that want to, well, they may not know they want to, but we want them to be better customers, right? And so they haven't had an update facial in a long time. So, all right, so write down the qualities of the players that you want on your team right now. What does that look like? People that are going to think outside the box. That's what we need, right? People that are going to think outside the box. People that know how to reach up. Never take the advice of somebody that you wouldn't trade places with. Never apologize for thinking big. Depression is loneliness, and it's an example. It is at an all-time high. Okay, so we've got to bridge that gap right now. People are feeling lonelier than ever. Remember what I said, if you heard me say last week, but if you missed it, when I called my in-laws to come over and to come for lunch last week, my mother-in-law cried when I invited her. People are lonely. And my whole mission in doing these events was to bring joy and to bring happiness into people's homes, okay? 50% of the workforce wants to work for themselves. Okay, 40% are in direct sales. And, you know, do that 5-second rule. If you find yourself kind of becoming complacent, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go do that workout. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we get to create our numbers, and our blueprint of what we do is in our emotion. Emotion creates motion. And so we've got to be, I suggest that you are really motivated through what we're doing right now in this cause. And, you know, I will say to you, it hasn't been the easiest thing, but I know that it is giving us a whole nother avenue to work from, and teaching your people how to use Zoom. I think I've heard, you know, more than enough that, you know, Facebook just is really talking to yourself, and it's not very productive in that process. I think I love this StreamYard because I can bring things up on the screen really easily throughout our tutorial. And I've, you know, mastered that and continue to get better. So I just want you to really right now, just close your eyes. I would say, not if you're driving, but I don't have to now. Close your eyes and just really envision and practicing the feeling of receiving. We say receive, 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 and just receiving that abundance, receiving that blessing, receiving what God has for us. And, just it's the people getting your gold medal and then bringing those people on board to do the same through this, because they've got a vision of like, hey, everybody's doing this. This is so cool. Okay. Talk big, walk with confidence, lifting the crowd around you. Do you have a new vision board? These are some things I asked last week. What would you do? What are the things that you're doing with the extra time that you have? And then what are the things that we need to be doing, ought to be doing, should be doing with the time that we have? What do you want to come out on the other side with a difference? Make a list today of what you want to look differently about what you're doing. What are the results? And, we're planning those things out with a house that's for sale through a crazy time and the things that we want to get done. And they're not structural, but for me, it's like, okay, purge this. I have brand new purses that I have gotten and never used. And so, I think I'm going to take, or I have lightly used ones that are just adorably cute that I'm going to put on Poshmark or, wherever. So if anybody knows where that's all going to go, where a good place is for that, then please share that with me. Okay. Building your numbers. Okay. How are you building stars? We should be able to have an event. What are you doing and planning for this quarter stars? We didn't get to have our last quarter star event. I mean, everything just got totally changed, right? So it's that interruption. It's that distraction. Okay. Quarterly events, having like stars in cars, having maybe an event where you bring people together to do the event with you and they bring their cars, having a holiday party. And this was my notes, but I loved this from a national at leadership holiday party, tinsel and tools. Everybody brings a wrap gift for the girl, like a girl gift, and the guys bring tools, covered dish, beverage of choice, start a barbecue. If we're not having seminar, we're going to have to really think differently on what we're going to do and where we're going to do it. And it's okay because we're up for that challenge and we can make that happen. Okay. A special mystery trip, escape, or paint. Everybody pays for themselves. These things don't cost you money. And that's a really cool, fun thing. So, set out with a plan in mind. And we have to plan as if we can, but do you have these things in place? Okay. And ask these people too, as they're building their businesses, and as they're bringing people on to events, who are your two best friends? Would you like to bring them with you? I want to invite you. Okay. When we go back to doing parties, never go to a party alone. Bubble sheets are another great thing to be using right now because they can get your people into what's really happening and how many bubble sheets they need to fill out. So bubble sheets could, you could work them differently with contacting people on social media. So, we do party different than anybody else out there, and we party fun, and we want to just bring them into our homes and, and just share what we have that's really unique about who we are as a company, what we do, who we be, and just really get out there. And so I just want to invite you guys to, pick that good read of a book, and commit to doing that. Could we agree together? Because it's something that I don't do as often as I know I should. So reading more frequently, daily, working out, 3 to 5 times a week, taking care of our temple, taking care of our bodies. Those are things that are really, really, really important. And then really looking at your personal business. Right now, it's yes, but many have smaller units. And so if you're just trying to go, come on and talk to the unit, some of them are not, a lot of them may not be engaged. So it's really up to what you're doing in your personal business that really makes a difference. But we have such a unique opportunity to be able to reach people right now. But it's just planning our time and getting the things in that really matter. I feel a little anxious at times. Anybody else feel that way? Like you feel overwhelmed and you got time, but you're doing, to get these things together, it's really taken me a lot of time. Some people might say, oh, that's why I don't do Google Docs, but we've got to have a follow-up system to be able to know who was on. You can do it live, but it just gives your consultant an extra opportunity where she can say, fill this out and then have a conversation. So remember how I talked about and said, good fears cause me to prepare, bad fears cause me to avoid. Okay, so it's really important that we communicate effectively, that we are the leader that's leading, that we have confidence in who we are as a company and what we do. We are all faced with things. And sometimes, but everybody's affected in the entire world by this. But remember, fear hides possibilities. Not to fertilize. We talked about that last week. Remember, I talked about fertilizing weeds. We don't want to fertilize weeds. Okay. Great leaders embrace technology. And so we have to embrace right now. And, what are the most important things that we want to contribute during this process? Where do you want to be? I think we're navigating like this. We're swimming upstream, but we don't know where we're going. And so I want to ask you guys this morning, what is it that you're going to get and you're going to make happen? It's not about the how. It's about that this is what you want to make happen. 10 new people in your unit. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you guys got over 2 weeks that we have to work and build our businesses with a lot of amazing events to invite your people to. So if your people are getting stuck because they're inviting the same people, how can you work with them and give them the information so that they can grow their businesses? And that always, in my opinion, is the challenge for a lot of people, is growing their businesses through. And so doing the campaign for the Satin Hands leads you to another conversation. You're helping. What's your goal with that? My goal is 100. I'm at 10. Okay. So I've got to go back and really work on getting more of that. But just from the, message out, I got 10, but now I've got to work for it. And through that, I can invite those customers to new conversations, to new events that we have, right? Doing the coffee credit. That's a really fun thing when you're on a call or a live that you're doing for skincare or whatever you might be doing, and getting a coffee credit. You can take a credit off their order or off their future order for getting together. I would take it off their order that day with the understanding, hey, when we talk in the next 24 hours, I'm going to keep this credit on there. Now, if you move to, you hit the lottery and you move to Hawaii, then I'll charge you for this. Okay. Or whatever that special incentive is. Has anyone created a message for hostesses to invite friends? I'm sure that's easy enough. I would basically be like an invite kind of thing. Doing the samples gives you more control over your party. I had a party yesterday that was going to cancel, and I said, oh, no. I said, we're going to still do it. We're going to do it with samples, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. She was like, okay. So, people, think, oh, I'm going to be pushy. Guys, it is not, you're not going to be pushy, and you're going to be awesome. And so attract and not attack, right? So less time, more faces is what we're getting to do. An influx of cash, having sales like this. That's the conversation to have with our people. So post up some questions here right now besides that one, because I can't answer that one right now, but somebody might have a message. And so if you do, post that up here or in our group. So what other questions or struggles do you find that you're having right now during this different opportunity that we have? Anybody? Or what are some things that are really working? Who's enjoying themselves? I know some of you have kids at home that you're having to manage around, maybe husband's working from home, all of that good stuff. So any questions at all that you guys might have? Had a thought, please do share. I guess she's typing. To create example of how we can earn a stimulus. Okay, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone here. See. Okay. Yes, yes. So creating $1,200 profit in the month with our Mary Kay Biz. So let's break that down. Okay, $1,200 is $2,400 in sales. That's $600 a week. How can we create that? So I don't know if anybody has their face average of what they're doing. I would imagine it's around half of doing, 2 to 3 virtual parties a week, and then breaking that down. Yes. Air calls, sending them quarantine pampering packs. Yes, great idea. I love this conversation. And that's why we should probably be on, I love when I have to go back and forth, but we should probably do Zoom. Speaking of Zoom, you guys make sure that your Zoom links are closed, that they are secured, and there's a way that you can do that. There was somebody had a Zoom call and a man exposed themselves on their Zoom call, because anybody can take that link and get on. Right here, nobody can get in to what we're doing because it's only me. I have to be able to let you on. So who has some good training for weekly meetings? I'm doing a live this afternoon at 1 and I haven't planned that out yet. But, just working through all this, what's available to them, doing some recognition, having that community to come together, and to be bold and courageous through all of this. So I think we'll have a good group on. It was, kind of when can you be on? And I thought, well, why do it in the evening when most of them are available during the day? So that's what we're going to do today. And I know that'll catch on, but I'm just doing it for right now while people are home during the day, and then we'll, change it up and see what happens. So yeah, I think all of those comments are really awesome, and definitely seeing them. But if they're not new people, I think a lot of our customers are only to here, and we can bring them. So the Hydra sessions are really great. And then the Glamour will be really great. Those are great events to have people on. So definitely, strategize your calendar and strategize with your people as you're communicating with them, making sure they know what's happening. Okay. But those are some awesome suggestions. I so appreciate you guys. I want to read something to you really quick that Joe Higgs sent me this morning. He's so sweet. Yes, my husband emailed me. That was funny. Okay. If I can find it, I put it up on here, but if I put it up on here, well, that's funny. Well, it ain't there. Let's see. Weird. Give me one moment. So I put it into the box here, but we can't read it. Huh. Well, I guess we're not going to read it. Very weird, because it was there and I downloaded it and it's all here. So let me get it really quick. Oh, gotta do that. So we don't know what 7 and 8 are, but I'll send that to you later. I'm so sorry. That was kind of weird. So just appreciate you guys being on here this morning, having our coffee, making some hustle through all of this together, because that's what God's called us to do, and that's what we're going to do. And just appreciate you guys. We got to shine, and it is going to either make or break. And I want it to make this national area, and for this national area to grow in the process, because we absolutely positively can. Other companies grow all the time, and they're doing it virtually most of the time. And so we have a really big heads up and a really big advantage, because we're able to do on the face normally the reorder business we have, the card program we have, and now we've got this virtual business. So it's really awesome. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I hope that you have an amazing, incredible day. Join me, jump on at noon. Join me. Would love to see you there. And can't wait. We'll see ya. I love ya and have an amazing day. Bye, everybody.